This is the Everest body that they don't want you to remember. We're gonna flash forward in time to May of 2016. And at this time, it's important to note that Everest was not just as dangerous as it normally was, it was even more so. But despite these dangers, Maria and Robert were not deterred. Maria and Robert were both devout vegans, and they wanted to prove that vegans could do anything, including climbing the 7 summits. And so flash forward to May 20th, 2016. Maria and Robert had made it all the way up to Camp 4, perched at over 26,000 feet or 8,000 meters. Ahead of them was just the final push to the summit. I mean, they were really close. It was early in the morning and the conditions weren't ideal, but there was enough of a window for them to make that push. But Maria's pace, which had started out so strong, began to slow down. Her breath became shallow and rapid. Her chest rattled with each inhale, and her body just seemed to start giving out on her. She could actually see the final pass leading to the summit at this point. And just as she took a confident step towards it, disaster struck, folks. Her knees gave way and she buckled into the snow. Robert and Maria both felt that Robert could make it to the summit quickly and then return back to her. Maria said that she would be okay to wait for him to return, and Maria basically demanded that her husband go to the summit and leave her behind in this moment. Because as much as this was Maria's dream, again, it was Robert's too. And so Robert followed his wife's instructions and he left her behind. And after what must have felt like hours, but in reality was probably under an hour, Robert did summit Everest. And when he did return to Maria to tell her the good news, well, she didn't have any good news to report herself. Because now, Robert, who had just arguably done the most incredible thing of his entire life, summiting Everest, well, he was now holding his wife while she was slowly dying. But just as the Sherpas thought about pulling Robert away from Maria, which would have been, I mean, brutal, one final painful breath rattled through the mountain. And then Maria passed away. She was gone, as was her dream of summiting Everest, obviously. So Maria was aiming to be the very first vegan ever to summit Everest, right? And supposedly Robert would end up taking that honor. Or at least that's what I've told you. Well, Robert was actually the second vegan to ever summit Everest, because the first vegan to summit Everest was actually Kuntal Joyshur, an Indian mountaineer who reached the top of Everest the day before Maria attempted her own climb. So the record Maria died while chasing to prove to the world that vegans could do anything had already been done less than 24 hours before they had their chance to touch the summit.